What's up, everyone? I'm Jaren Ugbanawag. I know I haven't done a review since Halloween Kills. My schedule has been a little bit crazy, including some Halloween traditions and events that I just couldn't turn down. But today we are talking about Antlers. This is based on the short story by Nick Ancosta called The Quiet Boy, directed by Scott Cooper, the guy who did Crazy Heart and Black Mass, and also produced by Guillermo del Toro and David S. Goyer, and they're very well known for their collaboration of Blade. The story centers around a quiet Oregon town in which a middle school teacher and her sheriff brother are embroiled by the dark secrets of a student, which lead to terrifying encounters with a legendary and ancestral creature. Now, just like No Time to Die, this movie has been pushed back and shuffled around in its release dates because of COVID, and they were just not going to release it online. So knowing that this movie finally got to come out this past weekend, me and my girlfriend were just very excited to see it. So with my final consensus, I gotta say, it was very disappointing. Guys, I decided after watching the movie there was no way I was going to get my point across if I wasn't going to talk about spoilers, so that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk about spoilers. If you guys still want to see it and don't want to know, please click away. Go ahead. But for all of you who want to stick around, let's talk about spoilers. Let's get some of the positives out of the way. So, this movie is visually enticing. I like the look, the very solemn atmosphere of Oregon, and especially because it's like rainy and dark all the time. Also, the little boy's father who gets attacked in the beginning of the film, and then he's going through these transformative phases, and the way his body just kind of cracks and the way he crawls and just the way his skin begins to change. It's quite disturbing. And also when the creature finally makes its full appearance at the final 10 minutes of the movie, it was really frightening. I froze up just seeing its face, and just my jaw dropped at how amazing it was. Let's talk about the creature. This creature is very well known, especially through books, legends, and other versions of movies and TV shows that have touched upon this subject, but we are dealing with the Wendigo. The legendary, ancestral, terrifying Wendigo. I mean, for most of the movie, you're really seeing its kind of like outline, like its silhouette in the background and everything, and it really, really leaves you with just like the sound design of the creature and the way it, just kind of roars, wails in the distance. And then its first appearance on screen, you just see the leftover face of the dude it came out of, and it was just... oh man, I froze up. I was just like, damn, I like what I see with this version of the Wendigo. Now let's get into the big disappointment that I was talking about earlier, and that is the script. It is so whitewashed. It is not well thought out. The movie opens up with a Native American tongue, and the quote that was in it just had nothing to do with the movie, although that quote and all by itself was something that I was very interested in diving into, especially the fact that our main characters could have been Native American, but the one Native American character that we have in the movie is Graham Greene, and he has such minimal screen time. Graham Greene's character is also the person who reveals that we are dealing with the Wendigo, and we are still focused on these main characters played by Kerry Russell and Jesse Plemons, and nothing against them, but their characters were just so off in the wind. They were such in denial that we were wasting so much time in the first act that they're like, oh, what's going on? People are getting attacked. Might be some animal. Yeah, because people get completely hollowed out and maimed by some simple animal. Like, no, that is the Wendigo. That is the work of a freaking beast. And because Kerry Russell and Jesse Plemons are our main characters, they also have a little implication that their father was abusive, and some of the unsettling and disturbing things that he used to do to them as kids. And, with them finally being reunited, there's just this very off-key dynamic between them. And it adds that emotional baggage that never perseveres, never adds to their character into what's going to go on towards the end of the movie, how they're going to find that inner strength. It does nothing. It's just there. Jeremy T. Thomas, who played Lucas, was my absolute favorite thing about this movie. He is such a surprisingly good performer, especially with many scenes by himself. He is just trying to hold it together. He is scared, he is sad, he is alone, and he is doing his best, but he's struggling. I mean, this kid gets bullied in school, kind of thrown in the spotlight by his teacher, and then at the end of the day, before he has to go home, he has to be like, oh fuck, I gotta find something to kill, bring it home to my brother and my dad who are transforming into these bloodthirsty fucking cannibals up in my attic. I gotta put the lock on, and then by the end of the night, he has nothing to eat for himself. He literally had the whole situation almost under control, and then it took one principal to fuck that all up, and then we have the final showdown. Going back to the Wendigo, you know, I love that thing. It was just so beautiful to see on screen, but this is where the cherry on top goes on where the writers fuck things up. And this is where they decided to mess with the lore. Now, I'm no expert, but last time I checked, Wendigos aren't fucking werewolves. They don't attack people and then suddenly turn them into other Wendigos. No, sir. That is bullshit. It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, when going back to the beginning where Lucas's father gets attacked, we don't necessarily see the attack, and then so suddenly he's just transforming, which I thought was a very interesting thing to kind of like slowly break down as the movie went along. But going to the ending, where Jesse Plemons' character starts to cough up the black stuff, it is suddenly implied that he is turning into the next Wendigo. And then I'm like, wait, this motherfucker didn't get bitten. He got stabbed by the Antlers. Oh, so that's what it is. Fucking Wendigos, Antlers, stabbing people, and then it turns other people to fucking Wendigos? That just doesn't make sense. That's so stupid. This movie could have been a whole lot better. Could have done a period piece, like an old town Oregon, or the main focus is a Native American tribe dealing with the Wendigo. That would have been interesting. But no, we got this shit. For the average viewer, for those of you who don't know too much of the lore of the Wendigo, this movie actually might not be bad. But for me it was, because just to know a little bit about that mythological creature, and I know that's just part of the reveal, and that wasn't what I was, you know, journeying to while going into this film. But after knowing that, after that is presented to you on screen, you just see so much wasted potential. Like, this movie could have gone somewhere completely beyond than what is the final product, and it didn't. And then they add some bullshit lore. That's all I had to say about that movie. Fuck, I should have just gone and watched Last Night in Soho instead. Again, thank you so much for watching. Look forward to more reviews. I promise I won't keep it too long to the next one. I am Jaren, and I will see you guys at the movies. Okay, bye.
I love Homo sapiens. I start my hellos with a hex. I can't seem to make a friend like flies on sticky paper dead. Swim, sink, swimming on the drains.